It was supposed to be an ordinary training flight. Year-old Ava Collins, one of the brightest students at the US Air Cadet Academy, had been waiting for this moment for years, her first solo flight at 30,000 feet. The morning air over Nevada was still and crisp, the kind of sky pilots dream of. The desert stretched endlessly below her as she leveled the small Cessna, sunlight reflecting off its silver wings. "Tower, this is Cadet Collins," she said calmly into the radio. "Altitude holding steady at 30,000. Her voice carried the confidence of a born aviator. But beneath that steady tone was excitement and pride. Her late mother, Major Emily Hart, had once been one of the Air Force's top pilots before her mysterious disappearance 5 years ago. Ava had followed in her footsteps ever since. For a moment, it felt like Emily was up there with her, in the quiet, endless blue. Then everything changed. At Nellis Air Force Base, a radar operator frowned. A faint blip had appeared on his screen. It wasn't just a civilian plane. It was broadcasting no transponder signal, and it had entered restricted airspace. "Control, we've got an unidentified aircraft moving fast towards Zone Echo," the operator called out. Within minutes, 2 F-22 Raptors roared off the runway, their twin engines splitting the silence of the desert sky. The pilots, Captain Harris and Lieutenant Cole, climbed to intercept. "Control, this is Raptor 1, Harris reported. "We have visual on a small civilian aircraft. Looks like a Cessna." But he hesitated. That can't be right. On their tactical display, the Cessna's data flickered, showing a military tag, a call sign that hadn't been active in years. "Falcon." Harris blinked. "Control, confirm that signal. Falcon." "Negative," the tower replied nervously. "That call sign was retired 5 years ago." Lieutenant Cole's voice cracked through the comms. "Wait, you mean Major Hart's Falcon? That Falcon?" The radio went silent. Every pilot at Nellis knew the story. Major Emily Hart, the Air Force legend who vanished during a classified operation. Some said she died saving her squadron. Others believed she was taken by an enemy. Her name had become myth, and now, somehow, her call sign was back, transmitted from a small Cessna flown by a student. Inside the cockpit, Ava noticed the comm panel flicker. A harsh, mechanical voice broke through the static. "Unknown civilian craft. Identify yourself immediately." Her heart skipped. The tone wasn't routine. This was military. "This is Cadet Ava Collins," she replied, gripping the yoke tighter. "Student pilot, US Air Cadet Academy. I'm not sure what's happening. My systems are acting weird." Her altimeter glitched. The radar blinked in and out. The GPS froze for seconds at a time before resetting. "Stay calm," she whispered to herself. But the more she tried to correct it, the stranger things got. The F-22s locked on visually, forming up on both sides of her plane. Their sleek grey wings glinted in the sun, armed and ready, a show of power that sent chills down Ava's spine. Raptor 1 whispered to his wingman, "Either that student's flying a ghost, or she's not who she says she is." Down at Nellis, tension filled the control room. Technicians rushed between monitors, pulling up old databases. Something, or someone, inside Ava's cockpit had accessed classified Air Force files. "Sir," one of the operators called out, "the student's aircraft just pinged an old security protocol. It's coming from inside her avionics system." Colonel Daniels, head of air operations, leaned over the console. "Which protocol?" The operator hesitated. "Falcon protocol, sir." Daniels' face went pale. "That's impossible. That program was buried years ago." On Ava's plane, her navigation screen suddenly went dark, then flashed a single line of green text. "Falcon protocol reactivated." Ava stared in shock. "What the hell is happening?" The F-22s tried to re-establish contact, but their targeting systems began to glitch too. Ava's Cessna appeared, then vanished from their radar every few seconds. "Control, this is Raptor 1, Harris reported urgently. "We're losing visual ID. The civilian craft's signature is phasing out. It's like it's using stealth tech, but that's impossible for a Cessna." Copy that, Control replied. Maintain visual. Do not engage. Meanwhile, Ava was fighting her instruments. Her fuel gauge fluctuated wildly, and the horizon indicator spun like a compass gone mad. Her training told her to level out, but something deep in her instincts told her to trust the system. She took a deep breath. Okay, Mom, if you're somehow watching, I could really use a hand right now. Her fingers brushed against a small toggle switch under the dash, one she'd never noticed before. It was labeled simply Falcon. She hesitated, then flipped it. The Cessna jolted. Every light blinked off, then back on. The engine sound deepened, smoother, stronger. And then, without warning, the small plane surged forward at nearly double its previous speed. The Raptors scrambled to keep up. Raptor 2, she's accelerating. That's not possible, Cole shouted. In the tower, Colonel Daniels slammed his fist on the desk. She activated her mother's override system. That aircraft's no ordinary trainer. It's running a prototype core built from Falcon's old AI. The room went dead silent. Ava's voice came over the comms again. Calm and focused now. This is Cadet Collins. I don't know how, but my aircraft's responding to something deep in its systems. Please advise. Daniels picked up the mic himself. Ava, listen carefully. This is Colonel Daniels, Nellis Control. You need to land immediately. That plane isn't standard issue. It's part of a classified project tied to your mother. My mother? Ava whispered. Yes, Major Emily Hart, call sign Falcon. Her breath caught in her throat. You mean she's alive? No one answered. The silence said everything. The colonel's voice softened. Ava, that plane is reacting to your DNA signature. You're the only one who could have activated it. Ava blinked away tears, staring out at the vast blue horizon. Then maybe it's trying to finish what she started. Her Cessna steadied. The rogue radar vanished. The F-22s pulled back into escort formation. For now, the skies were calm again. But the mystery was only beginning. Down in the control tower, Colonel Daniels turned to his team. Keep this off record. Not a word leaves this room. Project Falcon has reawakened. As Ava descended toward the shimmering runway, one thing was certain. She had just stepped out of her mother's shadow and into her legacy. The two F-22 Raptors flanked her on both sides now, sleek shadows cutting through the pale Nevada sky. Inside her trembling Cessna, Ava Collins tried to steady her breathing. Her hands were shaking, but her eyes remained locked on the horizon. Calm, sharp, almost eerily composed. Raptor 1 to control, Captain Harris said, his voice tight with disbelief. We need confirmation. This student's call sign just authenticated as Falcon. Repeat, Falcon. Static filled the channel for a heartbeat before the control tower answered. Inside Nellis Air Force Base, Colonel Mark Daniels froze mid-step. The name Falcon hit him like a thunderclap. That call sign belonged to Major Emily Hart, his former squadron leader, one of the most fearless pilots the Air Force had ever seen. And the girl up there, Ava Collins, Emily's only daughter. He ran a hand across his face, whispering under his breath, Emily, what did you leave behind? 5 years ago, Emily's final mission had gone dark over the Pacific. Her F-35 had vanished from radar. Debris never recovered. The official story said, pilot presumed dead. But Daniels knew the truth. Emily had been working on a classified program codenamed Project Falcon, a defense AI designed to react faster than human pilots. And now, somehow, it was active again, through her daughter. Back in the sky, Ava fought to keep her aircraft level. The dashboard flickered wildly, warning lights flashing red, alarms screaming in her ears. Come on, hold together, she muttered, struggling with the controls. Suddenly, a shrill tone filled the cockpit. Missile lock detected. Her heart stopped. She hit the comms switch. Control, this is Falcon. Correction, this is Ava Collins. I'm losing avionics. Request immediate assistance. But the message didn't just reach the tower. It bounced across the Air Force's encrypted frequencies, waking systems long dormant since Major Hart's disappearance. Deep within Nellis Base, computer terminals lit up one by one. Old flight recordings, telemetry logs, and Emily's personal data decrypted themselves automatically. Then, across every monitor, a final message appeared in Emily's voice, recorded years ago. "If you hear this, protect the Falcon." The control room erupted into chaos. "Sir, multiple drone signals inbound, unauthorized. They're targeting the Cessna. Scramble defensive intercepts," Daniels barked. "Raptors, form up and protect that student at all costs." High above the desert, the sky turned deadly. A black, triangular rogue drone emerged from the clouds, its shape unlike any known model. Its sensors glowed red, locking onto Ava's small plane. Raptor 2 to Raptor 1, target acquired, but the drone's using stealth patterns we've never seen before. Ava's screen flashed warnings faster than she could react. Her small Cessna wasn't built for combat. She was outmatched, outgunned, and alone. Except she wasn't. Somewhere inside the aircraft systems, her mother's code was alive. The console lights shifted from red to blue. A digital voice, calm, female, familiar, whispered through her headset. "Ava, stay calm. Follow my lead." Her eyes widened. "Mom?" The voice didn't answer directly. Instead, a soft navigation line appeared on her HUD, a glowing arc through the air. Ava gripped the yoke tight. "Okay, Mom. Let's do this." The drone launched a missile. In an instant, Ava pitched the Cessna into a sharp dive, not a random fall, but a deliberate, elegant spiral. Her flight path mirrored a maneuver known among veterans as the Falcon roll, a deadly precise evasion technique that only Major Hart had ever mastered. The F-22s followed, shocked. Raptor 1 to control. She's pulling a Falcon roll, but no student should even know that move. Colonel Daniels' voice came over the radio, steady but low. "She's her mother's daughter. Don't lose her." Ava's Cessna rolled through the missile's wake. The explosion rocked the sky behind her, a fiery bloom fading into smoke. The F-22s broke formation and targeted the drone. Fox 2. Two Sidewinder missiles streaked through the air, striking the rogue drone dead on. The explosion illuminated the sky, a silent victory echoing across the radio waves. "Target destroyed," Raptor 1 confirmed. "Falcon, correction. The cadet's aircraft still airborne." Inside her cockpit, Ava's breath came fast and shaky. Fuel low, systems damaged, but she was alive. "Control, this is Cadet Collins," she said, trying to steady her voice. "Mission completed?" Colonel Daniels' reply came softly. "You did good, Cadet. Let's bring you home." The two Raptors formed up on her wings once again, escorting her toward runway 19 at Nellis. Below them, emergency crews lined the tarmac, fire trucks and med teams waiting. As Ava's Cessna touched down, its wheels screeching against the asphalt, the entire airfield fell silent. The plane rolled to a stop. Her canopy opened. Ava stepped out, trembling slightly but holding her head high. Her flight suit was soaked with sweat, her eyes wide with adrenaline and disbelief. Colonel Daniels approached slowly, flanked by officers who had served under Emily Hart. He looked at the young woman standing before him, the same eyes, same calm poise, same fire that Emily once carried. "You," he said softly, "you used your mother's call sign." Ava nodded. "I didn't mean to, sir. The system just activated. I swear, I didn't do anything." Daniel studied her for a long moment, then let out a small breath, half disbelief, half admiration. "Maybe it didn't choose you by accident." She met his gaze. "Project Falcon. It's real, isn't it? He hesitated. It was, until today. Your mother built it to protect our skies, an AI system designed to think, feel, and react like her. It was too advanced. We shut it down after she disappeared. Ava looked back at her Cessna, its engines cooling under the setting sun. Then why did it respond to me? Daniels gave a faint smile. Because it recognized you. The sun dipped below the Nevada horizon, casting gold across the tarmac. Ava stood in silence. The faint hum of the wind brushed past her, almost like a whisper from her mother. In that moment, she realized something powerful. Project Falcon wasn't just a machine, it was a legacy, a promise carried through her bloodline. Daniels turned toward the control tower. Get her debriefed, and someone call Washington. Tell them the Falcon has returned. Ava watched the fading sky, her reflection shimmering in her cracked windshield. Looks like we're just getting started, Mom, she murmured. The engines of the Raptors thundered in the background. One truth echoed across the desert air. The legacy of Falcon had just taken flight again.